Down onto your backs. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall out to the side. Just rest both hands onto the belly to start with. Sink the shoulders down into the floor. Imagine the knees are heavy, so the knees are moving out to the side. Inner thighs lengthening. Back of the hips really supported by the ground, so we're not having to hold our hips or thighs. There's no additional tension, any extra tension or stress there we can fully release. And then start to connect with the breath. So start to find a rhythm to your breath, your own rhythm, so you don't have to follow my breath cue. It doesn't have to be the same as anyone else's. I just want you to find this steady, continuous, easy breath that you can keep with you throughout the whole practice. And just start to notice the gentle movement underneath the hands, so there's a slight lift on the inhale. And on the exhale, start to notice not just the tummy drop, but how the body feels, that reaction to the exhale breath. So we inhale, lift through the chest, feel the chest, expand the rib cage. And we exhale, there's a softening, a release. We can move a bit further into this first asana, this first shape. And take another 3 breaths here, in. And let it go, breath out. And breathe in, feel the belly rise. And feel the belly soften, the hips soften. Inhale, breath. Exhale. And then just move the hands up a little further. So now the hands sit onto the rib cage. You're going to encourage the breath in to expand the rib cage. So make sure there's movement through the rib cage. Your inhale should push the rib cage out into the hands. Expand that space underneath the hands. And then exhale, push the ribs down and in. Feel the rib cage contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Inhale, expand. Exhale, contract. Take a final breath here. And exhale. And then lift the hands. Place the hands now just onto the top of the chest, so the fingers about touch the collarbones. Breathe into that space there, so really lift the very top of the chest with the in-breath. And then on the exhale breath, feel the shoulders release, feel the chest soften. So inhale, it's a high breath. And exhale, let it go. Take a few more breaths in. And breath out. Take another one in. And out. And then just let the arms fall out to the side, palms face up. Just notice all 3 stages of the breath. So that breath into the top of the chest, the side of the rib cage, right down into the center of the body, into the abdomen. And bring your hands to the outside of the thighs. Now lift the knees up towards the ceiling, plant the feet to the floor. Position the hips, so you might need to lift the hips, lengthen the tailbone so that more of the back is flat with the ground. We have this flat space through the lower back and the abdomen. And then bring the knees into a tabletop position. So the toes point away, the knees are together, stacked above the hips. Pull the navel down and in, reach the arms up to the sky. So just activating, strengthening through the center line of the body. Take the left arm back, tap the right toes down, and bring it all the way back. Opposite side, so right arm, left toes, and bring it back. Go once more on the right, and bring it back. Go to the left, and bring it back. We've got one more each side. See if you can keep the navel drawing down as you take the right leg away and the left arm, and the navel pulls in, right arm, left leg, bring it back. Lower the feet to the floor, keep the arms up to the sky, lift the toes up towards the ceiling, roll the tailbone off the floor, and then the middle back, all the way up towards the shoulders. So we're rolling up through the hips, keeping the heels driving down, so a bit more work through the backs of the legs. And then as slowly as we came up, roll the spine back down. So really concentrate on that movement to and from the floor, being a really smooth movement. So finally let the tailbone rest, and then get ready to go again by curling the tailbone up, lifting the lower back all the way through the middle back towards the upper back. So the waist pulls in, and then we go back down. Squeeze the glutes, engage around the glutes, lowering it to the floor. And then we'll go one more time, roll up. Hold it up this time, and you can let the arms come down. As you push the arms down into the floor, see if you can lift the hips slightly higher. Keep driving down into the heels, and then rest the feet to the floor with the lower legs at rest, and roll the spine down, bringing it slowly to the ground. Hug the knees into the chest. And we've woke up through the core, the center of the body, and then we've fired up through the backs of the legs and into the back of the hips. Just cross the shins, one over another, rock up to a seat. From your seat, bring the knees underneath the body. Take the hands underneath the shoulders and find all fours. So have your hands spread nice and wide, knees spread nice and wide. Draw the navel in, drive down into the hands, and then send the chest and the heart forward, send the tailbone back as you inhale. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale forwards. And exhale round. I want you to imagine you've got this tight corset of strength around the center of the body. So the corset is pulling in from the front, from the sides, all the way around the back. Nice and strong, nice and connected, really stable and secure. Take another 2 rounds of cat-cow. So inhale forwards. Exhale round. Inhale. Exhale, we're holding this one. So push more into the back of the shoulders, push down into the hands, waist pulls in, toes tuck, lift the hips up to the sky, stretch back into your downward facing dog. So really lengthen through the heels. If it's your first time here today, taking it slowly, pedal out, bend through the knees, rock the hips from side to side. Just move and wriggle however you need. Start on the left side, reach the left leg up to the sky, bend the left knee, open the left hip. Try pushing that right heel down to the floor. With the left kneecap, draw some big circles so you mobilize into that left hip joint. Loosen off all the way around the left hip. And then stay with the knee bent. Draw the left toes back towards the left knee so the left heel is strong to push away. Kick the left heel over to the right side of the room so that the stretch through the front of the left thigh and the left hip becomes more active. So you're pushing the left heel, kicking the left heel to the right side, and then step it back into downward facing dog. Just see how that feels. From left to right, from right to left, and then right side. Lift the right leg up, bend the knee, open the right hip. Start with those circles. Shoulders are even, right through the hands, fairly evenly distributed as best as you can. And then with the right heel, kick to the left side of the room. stretch will become more intense through the right thigh. And then step both feet together, just rest the knees down, keep the toes tucked so the soles of the feet are on stretch. Walk the hands back in so you have this deep stretch through the soles of the feet. Rest the hands to the thighs, close the eyes, pull the shoulders down the back, and just sit here for a few breaths. Let that stretch really open out into the toes, all the way through the fascia of the feet. Breathe here. Exhale, stick with it for just 2 more breaths. And then walk the hands back out. Pat the toes if you need to get rid of that crease through the toes. And then toes tuck, heels lift. Stretch the hips back. Coming forwards into a plank, and I want you to bring your right knee to tap the right tricep. Step back into down dog. Left knee to tap left tricep. Step back into downward dog. Down dog to your plank. Right knee, right tricep. And take it back. Keep pulling the waist in through these transitions, left side. And take it back. Once more each side. So to the right. And take it back. And to the left. And take it back. Now keep your legs straight here. So see if you can straighten out your legs, heels pushing away. Keep the legs as straight as you can and walk the hands back towards you. So the stretch will be more intense than our normal, usual, quite relaxed forward fold. Let the head be heavy, so your head bows in, soft, no tension in the back of the neck. And then rolling up through standing, navel to spine, curling all the way up. As you come up, wriggle the feet together, push down into both feet, arms down by the side, close the eyes. Pushing into the feet, zip through the thighs, knees squeeze together, glutes squeeze forward so hips are strong. And then we'll take an inhale breath, reach the arms up. Exhale breath, sit down into your chair. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold. And then roll to standing. And we'll do that 4 more times. So inhale, sweep the arms to the sky. Exhale, sit down into your chair. So each time you can try and sit deeper. Inhale for a breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, roll through the spine. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit into your chair. Inhale, take a breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, start to roll to standing. Exhale, tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, sit back down. Inhale. Exhale, fold. This will be our last one. Inhale, roll up. Exhale, stand tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, sit to a chair. So you're squeezing through the knees, pulling in through the waist, lengthening through the side of the body, chin to chest, so there's a natural length and extension through the back of the neck. And then from here, forward fold. Take the hands down to the floor and walk back into your normal downward dog position. So spread the hands, extend the legs back, reach the heels away, breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out, making sure you're pushing into the back of the shoulders. Be really aware of your position in the upper back and the chest. Lengthening the heels away. So each time we come into our down dog, can we push the heels further towards the floor and the back of the mat? Look towards the hands. Step the left foot in between the hands. Lower the back knee down. Point the back toes, simple low lunge, reach the arms up to the sky. So lift up through the chest. Lengthen the tailbone down. Lift up through that right hip. So try and pull the front of the right thigh upwards and forwards. And then move into that right hip. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, go a bit deeper. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. And breath out. Let the hands come down. Wriggle that left foot slightly to the outside edge of your mat. And then walk the hands back, straighten that left leg. So nothing too harsh or strong, just opening out the back of the left leg. Drive the left heel down, pull the left toes back to the face. Feel quite a long, deep stretch through the back of the left leg. You can bow the head in, relax the weight of the head so you're not straining into the back of the neck unnecessarily. Breathe here. Exhale. One more breath. Okay, come forwards into the hands. Take the left foot to the back of the mat. And then you're going to move to the side. So kick the right leg behind you and take the left leg to the back of the mat. Reach the left arm up to the sky. So side plank variation. And then just reach those right fingers and the right hand a bit further forwards so there's more space between the right hand and the right knee. Take the left arm up overhead, full body stretch through that left side. And then as you bring the left hand back up and over, lower that right hip down to the floor. Inhale, take the left arm up and over. And then exhale, lowering that right hip down. So there's strength into the side of the waist. 2 more times, reach up and over. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, take it up and over. Exhale, bring it all the way down. And then bring that left hand to the top of the mat. Both knees down, tuck the toes, take it back to downward dog. Breathe in. And out, look to the hands. Right foot forwards. Left knee rests down, point the left toes. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, lifting up through that front hip, lengthening the tailbone down, so finding space in the lower back. Reaching forwards with the chest, making sure we're not reaching the ears, the shoulders up towards the ears, keeping the breath steady, moving ourselves into that left hip, that left thigh, slowly releasing and opening through the left hip flexors. And then wriggle the right foot out to the side, take the right hand, the left hand down to the floor, and then straighten that front leg. So initially just opening the back of the right leg, push the right heel to the ground, draw the toes back, feel the length through the thigh, the back of the leg. Make it strong and active by engaging up through the front of the right leg. So the front of the right thigh should be strong. Inhale here. Exhale, coming forwards with the hands. Now step the right leg to the back of the mat. Move the left foot out. So your left knee stays where it is. The left foot just comes slightly out to the left side. Reach the right arm up. And then take that right arm overhead on the inhale. And on the exhale, let the hips come down towards the floor. 3 more times. Inhale, up and over. Exhale down, fingers point to feet. Inhale, up and over. Exhale down. Inhale, up and over. Exhale down, point to the feet. Final one, inhale, up and over. Exhale down, point to the feet, bring that right hand up next to the left hand. Turn, place both knees down, keep the knees there, lower to the floor, bend the elbows to the waist. Inhale, point the toes, lift the chest, pull the shoulders back, extend the crown of the head forward, squeeze the shoulders. Exhale, lower. Toes tuck, knees bend, send the hips back up to the sky, stretching into your downward dog. Lengthening out through the heels, relaxing through the head, relaxing through the neck and the jaw. Take a big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, step the left foot to the top of the mat. Keep the back knee lifted this time. Push into both feet. Rise up with the arms, come into your high lunge. So standing a bit taller in this sequence, start to work the left thigh. Lengthen through the right thigh, lift the chest. Move into that right hip. Tall in the sides of the waist. Take a big inhale breath. And an exhale, sit lower. Inhale breath. Exhale, lower. Inhale. Exhale, let the hands come down to the floor. Start to straighten that front leg. So it doesn't matter if it doesn't go all the way straight. You're on the toes of the back foot. So the back heel is lifted. Bow the body forwards. If you need to keep a bend and a softness to the knees, that's okay. Allow the body to melt forwards. So we're not forcing that back heel down, giving ourselves more of a chance to stretch and connect the chest down to the front thigh. Relaxing the head. And then pushing and bending back into that front knee. Come up to your high lunge. Reach the arms to the sky. So second time here, sit a little lower in the left thigh. So challenge that left thigh. Bring the hands to prayer. Take the upper body forwards and then take the hands down to the floor. Lift the right leg off the ground. So you're kicking the right foot back for your supported warrior three. Crown of the head is forwards. Make sure there's an arch to the left foot. You've not collapsed into the arch of the left foot. Option one, to stay here. Option two, a little exercise, bending both knees, trying to tap the right knee to the left ankle and then kick and stretch away. 4 more times. Tap the right knee to left ankle and then stretch away. Bending both knees to tap and stretch away. Bending to tap and stretch away. So we're working on the mobility in that left ankle, the strength, bend to tap and kick up and away, reaching that right heel back. Extend the crown of the head forwards and then land the right toes down. Third time, high lunge, reach the arms up to the sky. So that left thigh should be really working now, tall through the chest, soft through the shoulders. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, open to warrior two. Turn the right toes out. Sit to your left thigh, stretch the arms out wide. So reach left fingertips forwards, right fingertips back. And then straighten the front leg. Turn the left toes over to the right. So both toes turn to the right hand side, hands to the hips. Bend only into the right knee. Sit the weight over towards the right leg. Try and keep the chest upright. There should be a stretch on the inside of the left thigh. And then push to the right foot, come back to center. Push to the left foot, bend to the right knee. And then push into that right foot, straighten the right leg. Once more each side, bend to the left knee. And to center. Bend to the right knee. And to center, reach the arms out to the side. Pull the toes in. Lift the chest tall And then exhale, fold forwards. Take the hands to the outside of the ankles. Pull yourself into that fold. So lengthen the head, lengthen the back of the neck. In return, lengthen all the way through the spine. Lift through the hips, straightening the legs, taking the weight into the toes. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Exhale, 2. Inhale, breath. Exhale, 3, hands to the floor. Walk them to the left foot. Turn and lower the right knee to the ground. Stay there, opening through that right hip, trying to move the pelvis further towards the floor. Keep the chest lifting forwards, opening forwards, pushing into both hands, tall through the chest, tall through the neck, wide across the top of the shoulders. And then inhale, left arm reaches up. Take the left hand back, stay there in a twist, or if you like, bend the right knee, point the right toes to the ceiling, maybe reach back for the right ankle if you like. Perfectly okay to stay in the twist, but if you want more through that right hip, then you're pulling the right toes in towards the back of the hip. Breath here. Breath out, let those right toes go. Bring the left hand all the way back down, both hands to the top of the mat. Step the left leg back. You're in a downward dog, a long downward dog, pushing into the hands, lengthening out through the heels, relaxing through the head, the back of the neck. Breathe in and breathe out. Look to the hands. Step the right foot forwards, first high lunge, push to the feet, reach the arms up to the sky. So we're starting to work that right thigh, lengthening the sides of the waist, setting the shoulders down, lifting through the chest, moving into that left hip. So slowly taking our time to open through the left hip, make it tall through the chest, proud through the chest, moving to the left thigh. Hands come down to the floor. Straighten that front leg as much as you can. Doesn't matter if it's not fully straight. Back heel stays off the floor. Might be very different to the other side. So don't worry about it if one side is way tighter than the other side. Don't force anything. Don't strain. Breathing here. Exhale. Keep that awareness around the waist and the center of the body. Always trying to support the spine, always trying to support around the hips. And then rebending into that front knee, coming back into your high lunge, drive down into the feet. Reach the arms up, lift the arms. Bring the hands to prayer heart center. Now send the body weight forwards, so far forwards the hands come down to the ground. That left foot lifts off the floor, so we kick the left heel back, standing tall through the right leg, so lifting through that right thigh, pushing down into the right foot. Inhale, breath. Exhale, bend into both knees. If you want to take that exercise, knee to tap the ankle. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, round in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, round in. Inhale, kick back. The deeper the go, you work the mobility through that right ankle. One more. And then step back. Toes to the floor. Arms reach up. High lunge, lift the chest. Sit to that left hip. Lift the chest tall. Strong in the right thigh. Open to your warrior 2. Bend into the right knee, open wide across the chest, lifting through the sides of the body. Sit a little deeper. And then from there, straighten your front leg. Turn the right toes to face the left side of the room, hands to hips. Keep the chest up, bend deep into the left knee. Sit nice and low, side squat or a side lunge, and then bring it back to center and bend deep into the right knee. So strengthening in that lateral movement. And back to center once more each side. So go to the left, come back through center, and go to the right. Each time you might be able to take it a little bit deeper. Stay strong through the ankles. Toes face in a little more, heels kick out. Open the arms, open the chest, full breath. And then exhale, hinge at the hips, dive forwards. Hands hold the backs of the thighs, the ankles. And then pull the body down into your fold. If you can, transfer the weight further forwards into the front half of the feet. So try not to hang into your heels. Try and be weight bearing through the front half. Feel the hips lift. Feel the hamstrings extend and lengthen. Breathe in here. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Inhale. Exhale 3, hands to floor. Walk it around to the right foot. Turn and lower the back left knee. Keep pushing down through the hands. Keep lifting up through the chest. Pull the shoulders back. Guide the chest forwards. Reach out through the crown of the head. Set the shoulders down. Reach the right arm up. Lift up. Stay with that twist. Stay with that opening to the right side. Or if you want more, bend the left knee, point the left toes. Reach around for that left foot. And maybe you're drawing the left hip closer to the left foot. Take 3 big breaths. Inhale. Exhale 1. Inhale. Exhale 2, or you're staying with that reach. You're just lengthening through the right side of the body. And then we'll all bring the hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Pushing the ground away, lifting the hips to the sky. Bring the body forwards to a plank position. Rest the knees, navel in, elbows bend to the waist. Chest comes all the way down to the floor. Inhale, toes point, shoulders lift back, chest moves forwards, crown of the head lifts up, and then soften through the chest. Sit the hips back to the heels, stretch it back into a child's pose. Move the knees out nice and wide so you can really rest between the hips, rest the forehead to the ground. I will check I hit record. Oh, I did. All right. Softening through the shoulders. Moving the hips back. So again, thinking about how the body reacts to the exhale and lengthening on that exhale, releasing, finding the space, moving into the space. Keep the breaths active. Make sure you don't lose the power of the breath. And then you can push into the hands, drive up onto the knees. Maybe just take a few rounds of cat-cow. Let the chest open forwards, let the tailbone move back. And then chin to chest, full spinal round. Inhale forwards. Exhale round. Hold that rounded position, pull in more through the obliques, through the sides of the waist, through the front of the abdomen. Toes tuck, hips lift to the ceiling. And as you lift with the waist pulling in, you should feel really supported around the lower back. Pushing into the heels. Same as we did before. Can you keep the legs relatively straight and walk the hands back in? See if that feels a little easier than it did before. Allow the weight of the head to soften. And then there's a bend to the knees as you roll to standing. Exhale up through the spine. Sweep the arms to the sky, big full inhale breath. And exhale breath, hands to prayer, heart center. Shift the weight to the right leg. Point the left toes out in front of you so they just tap the floor. And then bring the hands to the hips. So notice the position of the hips. So you can keep the hands there. They're going to measure your hip levels. Can you keep the hip levels the same as you reach that left leg up in front of you? So strengthening through the left hip flexors, holding it high without compromise, without squeezing in that left side waist too much or lifting the left hip too high. Pull the left toes back, kick the left heel away, and then land that left foot down to the floor. Keep the hands on the hips so they stay in line. Send the torso forwards, kick the right leg back, coming into your warrior three. Take the arms out directly to your side. So left arm out to the side, right arm out to the side. Now stay here or challenge yourself and bend into that left standing leg and then straighten. Your right leg is still long and straight. Just twice more, we're going to bend into the left knee and then straighten through the left leg. Final one, bend. And straighten, stand tall, pull the right knee in. Step the right leg over the left leg. Left arm underneath your right arm. Reach for thumb, for finger, so there's a wrap through the arms. Stay here, lift the chest tall. Opening up the major joints, the hips, the knees, the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists. Keep your breath. Let the arms go back out to the side. Step the feet together. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring hands to prayer, heart center. Take the arms down by the side. Arms face forwards. Push to the feet to stand tall. And then rise to the tiptoes. Stay on your toes, so stay high. Imagine you're being pulled up to the ceiling, out through the crown of the head, and then staying high on the tiptoes without too much wobble around. I want you to walk backwards. So it takes some stillness, some balance, thinking about the movement, walking backwards to the back of the mat, strengthening through the ankles and the calves, and then rest the heels. Inhale, take the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to prayer, heart center. And then hands balanced to the hips. You keep that awareness of the level. Point the right toes away. Now here your hips should be in one line. Lift that right leg up, but keep the hips steady. So the strength is in the right hip flexors. Pull the waist in. Point the right toes. And then change the position in the ankle so the right toes pull back to the face. Should now be more activity through the front of the right thigh. Step the right heel down. Walk into your standing balance. Lift the left leg. Take the arms out to the side. Stay here in your balance if that's challenging enough, or you're bending into the right leg, keeping the left leg long, pushing back down to rise back up. Bend into the right knee. Push down to rise. Bend into the right knee. Push down to rise. Wherever you are, bring the left knee to chest. Step the left knee over the right. Bend the knees. Sweep the right arm under the left. Reach for fingers or for hands. Breathe. Open the backs of the shoulders. Pull the shoulders down. Open the chest. Two more breaths. And then feet together. Release the arms, stand to rise. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Knees bend, rest the chest to the thighs, bow the head in. Relax through the upper body. Just let the weight of the body release down. 2 big breaths. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, come forwards. Rest the knees to the floor. And then just cross the legs behind you so you can come back and take a seat. Left leg out to the side. Right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Turn the torso so it faces to the left leg. Pull the toes back to the face. And then keep the chest upright and open. Lead the body forwards. Walk the hands either side of your left leg. Feel the stretch through the calf, the back of the hamstring up around the hips, into the lower back. The more you pull those left toes back, the more you keep the intensity of the stretch. We've got different hamstring muscles, not just one big hamstring. So if you want to move the stretch between the hamstring muscles, then maybe rotate the left toes out to the side. Feel the stretch travel into the outside of the left leg. And then bring it back to center. And if you like, you can rock the position of the foot there so that we adjust where we feel that stretch through the hamstring. And then walk the hands back up. Stay in your seat. So keep the right leg and the left leg as they are. The hands frame the front foot. So you've got your fingers either side of the left foot. I'm on fingertips. Point the left toes. Now try your best to keep up with the chest. Avoid compressing into the lower back. Lift the left leg off the ground. So a little lift here, a connection between the left thigh and the chest. So we strengthen this hip flexor again. We do a lot of opening our hip flexors, or a lot of sitting with them locked when we're at our desk, but not always a lot of strengthening. Rest it down, and now see if we can go further into that forward fold. So is there more space to move the chest forwards? Walk the hands back in, and we'll just swap the legs over. So take the right leg out, bend the left knee, left foot to the right thigh, turn and face your right foot, sit tall, open the chest. Remember, we're not compressing or rounding in the chest. We're keeping it open as we move forwards, down over that right leg. So again, might be very different to the other side. Listen to your body, don't force it, don't overstretch, don't push anything that feels more than tension. So feeling something, feeling stretch in the belly of the muscle is okay. We want to try and avoid, or we want to really avoid feeling anything that gets too uncomfortable into the joint itself. Lift back up. Point those right toes. Fingers at the side of the right leg. Chest stays lifted, right leg lifts. So we're strengthening here through the front of the thigh, into the waist, front of the tummy, trying to lift that right hip. And then lower the right leg. Come back into your forward fold. See if there's more room, more length, more of a connection in the front of the body, so we can start to use our hip flexors to help us stretch. So if you pull the waist in and you engage the thigh, then you're contracting and shortening the space in the front of the hips. So it should help you with your forward folds. And then we'll roll back up. Take the hands behind you. Let both legs stretch out, give them a bit of a shake. And then come forwards a bit more to the front half of your mat. I'm going to just demonstrate this first bit this way so you can see better. You're going to have your left shin, so it's parallel to the top of the mat. You're going to bring your right shin on top. So if that's near on impossible and you're here, don't worry so much about bringing the knees all the way down. You could maybe start by having the soles of the feet together and moving the knees down if the other stage is too much. So this would probably be if you're not getting anywhere with what I'm guiding. So what I'm going to guide is, you can do this now, your left shin is parallel to the top of the mat and my right leg stacks on top. So both of my shins are in one line. My right ankle is on top of my left knee. My right knee is on top of my left ankle. And I'm going to try and sit tall here, trying to move that right knee down towards the left ankle. Try and lift out to the side of the waist. There should be quite a stretch working through the outside of the hips. If there isn't, and you think you've got more in the tank, then start to roll the body back. So it's like a double pigeon here in the legs. You can recline that so we can take it back onto elbows. You'll notice as we come down, that right knee starts to lift. Maybe this is as far as you go. With that right hip might be holding on too much. If you've got loads of space in the hips, you might be able to take it all the way back. You might be able to bring the shoulders down to the floor. But for me, this is certainly my limit. So just sit where you are. And if you've got the soles of the feet together and you're working that, then you can move the chest forwards. You can even reach the arms out away from you. Come back up slowly. If you had the soles of the feet together, give the legs a shake out and release. If you had this stacking of the shins, also take them out, shake it out. If you had the soles of the feet together and it's too much to do what we're about to do again on the other side, take the legs out wide and lean into a forward fold. If you're coming back into this variation, the right shin is now parallel to the top of the mat and my left shin stacks on top. Stacks on top, so left ankle on right knee, left knee on right ankle. Staying there, or slowly thinking about the idea of reclining back. Take your time, don't force it. If you're staying tall, that's fine. Push down into the fingertips at the side. Sit up, lift up. And then if you're in a big wide forward fold, bring the legs in. If you're seated, bring them in. Plant the feet to the floor or reach the arms out. Roll down through the spine. Favorite way to roll down, pull the waist in, support the back, real abdominal challenge, real strengthening exercise. Roll it down to the ground. Hug the knees in, left hand, left knee, right hand, right knee, and we're just going to roll the hips. So quite a lot of work through the hips and the legs today. We'll take one gentle back bend before we close out the practice. Plant the feet to the floor. Arms down by the side, hands push down. Now you don't have to have the feet too close in. You can have them a little bit further away. Pull the abdominals in, curl the tailbone under, roll off the spine, lift the hips to the ceiling, push down into the feet, push up through the hips, open through the thighs, taking a big breath. Exhale. If you're quite strong in your back bend, you feel quite sturdy, quite safe, you can try and place the hands so they carry the weight of the lower back. Now you have to lift your hips quite high to get there. It's quite a nice sensation if you can support the weight of the pelvis. So my hands are on my pelvis, my fingers are out to the side. So the heels of my hands are close towards one another in the center of my back. The fingers are out to the side, and it allows me to stop straining through my back bend. If that seems like too much in your back bend, just take one more big breath. If you're supporting yourself, slowly, carefully lift the hands away, and then we'll roll it down to the ground. Gently massaging it down. Keep the feet out wide on the mat, rest the knees in. Take the arms out to the side, cactus the arms to expose and open the chest. Just slow the breath. Notice how the body feels, the sensation around the hips, length through the lower back, through the side of the waist. One by one, just extend the legs beyond the far corners of the mat, stretching out for your Shavasana, keeping the arms extended out, or if you wish, bringing the hands down by the side or resting them onto the body. We'll just close the physical practice with a big breath. So take a full inhale through the mouth and back out through the mouth. If you want another, use a big full breath to exhale and let go of everything you don't need. Any remaining tension, stress, or hold. And the breath is steady, easy. The majority of the body is still, but there's always this reaction to the breath. There's always a slight response, a rise and fall, a steadiness through the front of the body. Softness, the expression in the face. And then you can bring the knees back into the chest. Keep the eyes closed. Try not to open the eyes just yet. Keep the knees pulling in. Massage side to side in the lower back, the shoulders. Look over to the left, look over to the right. Again, still keeping the eyes closed. That reminder not to open them just yet. Cross the shins, come up to a seat. Sit nice and tall, rest the hands to the knees, just flip the palms over. Sit as tall as you can. Feel grounded through the hips. See if your seat is easier than it would have been at the start of your practice. Pull the shoulders away. Notice the softness to the expression and ease to the expression of sensation of contentment, relaxation. Got rid of any need to rush, any haste, any pressure. Anchoring there into the seat, lifting tall once more, reach the arms up to the sky. And then exhale, bring the hands into prayer heart center, bow the chin into the chest. And just thank yourself for giving up an hour to practice on your Sunday morning. Thank you for joining me. Means a lot.